Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to quickly make this really neat red Angry Bird cookie. So stay tuned and I'll show you how. The things that I use, the red Angry Bird cookie cutter, and I got that from Etsy.com. I use red, golden yellow, ivory, and black food coloring, and I also use some edible markers. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing that I want to do is outline the entire cookie. I do believe that the outlines does make the cookie look a little bit nicer. So I'm just going to outline the border. And with the same icing, I'm going to fill in the tail. This is a somewhat thick consistency. I'm not going to use it too watery here on the tail because I don't want it to go over on the sides. So this will be fine. I'm just going to kind of soften it up. Alright, so now I'm going to freehand this the face here. It's not very hard to do, but you kind of have to keep it pretty evenly, and it just has some eyebrows that are pretty rectangular, but then they kind of flare out towards the end, and then they have another one on the other side. And then they have the eyes. Well, here's the beak. The eyes kind of go around like that, and the beak kind of joins in with the eye there. So here, this triangle shape here, just go up and across, down, and across. And then down is like almost like an upside down triangle, like that. The yellow bird is very similar, except for the beak has a little bit of a curve here and it's a little bit longer. Now I'm going to go with my icing really quick. I don't want to make this video too long. Same icing that I used on the outline. I'm going to do one eyebrow first because this icing is on the thick side. So I got to make sure that I liquefy this a bit so it doesn't dry lumpy. I am using a number 1 tip, by the way. Okay. Oh, my fridge is making noise. Alright, so now I'm going to do the eyes and then the beak. And that's it. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to give it a few, maybe a couple hours or so, because I want to make sure that this icing is completely dry, so when I go in, especially with my white and my yellow, that it doesn't absorb any of this black outline. So I'm going to let that dry. Here is one that's pretty matte now, but I'm still going to give it a few more minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill it in. Alright guys, so it is the next day. I piped these last night, so I'm going to do them today, so they had plenty of time to dry. So I'm just going to fill this in. I should have all the videos up shortly. I have the king pig, the regular green pig, the yellow Angry Bird. As you see there, I do have a line there, and that's to give me the border that I'm going to need for my beige. It's like a light, very light brown that he has at the bottom of his, by the belly part of his body. And I did that with my edible marker so I can give me a guideline so I know where to stop with my beige or my tan, and then I can go on with my red. So I'm moving on to my eyes, and all of these were tip 1s. And here I have my black that I'm going to insert in here so it'll sink in. I did these with all of them. And the eye. And then press it in to sink it in. And that's it. So now I'm going to move on to the bottom of his body. Okay, so with the tip number 2, I'm going to move on here with the ivory for the bottom part. Alright, so I'm going to let this sit for a while, and then I'm going to come back with the red and I'll be done. Alright guys, so I let this dry for about an hour and a half. It's still a little tacky, but it should be okay for me to pipe the red on here. So I have a tip number 3. This is because there is a lot I need to cover. So it'll help me pipe the icing a lot quicker. I'm gonna do this one section here too. Don't want to forget. And that's it. So I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna finish up the other ones and I'll be done. Alright guys, they are done. I hope you like how they turned out. I think they came out pretty neat. The cookie cutter I got from Etsy.com a few months ago. I'm not sure if they are still available. They were out of stock of the 3-inch. That's why I had to get this larger 4-inch. It is a pretty big cookie. So you might want to check out Etsy.com. Like I said, I did get them a few months ago, so I'm not sure if they're still available. So that is all guys. I hope you like how they turned out. I think they turned out pretty neat. I thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and stay tuned for a few more Angry Bird theme videos. I will be posting those up shortly. Alright guys, thanks so much and have a good one guys.